This morning, today is Thrive Together Thursday, which we know the importance of. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining in. The importance of community and surrounding yourself with positive people. This is something that we have done and strive for many years, right?
Yeah, we've tried, definitely.
Yeah.
It's always an effort, to work to get people around you that challenge you, that you want to grow with,
Yeah.
because definitely we've worked on it.
Yeah, so, your circle equals your ceiling. That's literally the truth, you guys. Where the people you surround yourself literally impacts who you become, what you do, every aspect of your life. It's literally one of the biggest key to your success in life. Like they say that you only go as high as the people that you're surrounded with.
I would say that has a big impact on where your level is going to be. Is if you have people in your life that are challenging you and that are living at a higher level, it's going to cause you to push yourself. If you really care about the people that you have in your life, it's gonna push you to another level. That's the importance of having people that are really purpose driven in your life that you listen to.
Yeah. It's like, for example, so this is what I would really like to talk about too. I know a lot of us have like friends groups, right? That we, it's like, oh, we have this friend group and that's who we hang out with. That's what we do for years and years, 10, 20, 30 years. We still have this friends group. That's great. And you can have that friends group and hang out with them, but don't make that the only friends group and the only people you hang out with, because what happens is where everyone's at, that kind of affects you, right? In growth areas.
Yeah. I mean, it's really easy to get comfortable with people that you enjoy being around, and I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But sometimes what happens is you become really complacent.
Yeah.
And you start to wander doing things that are, I would just call them fun activities that you constantly are, putting in your life, but really it's not really challenging you to step into new areas of your life. And so that comfort place just becomes a complacent place. And I think that's what we have to be careful of. I mean, having close friends, the purpose of it, and if you even look at, what Scripture says, it's meant to help you grow. It's meant to, having people in your life that encourage you, that speak life into you, that you can be vulnerable with. And a lot of times groups just become a place just to hang out and have fun, and not that that's not important.
Yeah,
right?
You need fun.
You need fun. You need fun, and that's good. But if it becomes this very comfortable, complacent place, you will notice that you're not being pushed to grow. And so that's where having other people in your life that challenge you, to help you step into new areas, that push you, and that's not comfortable. And I want to say, just right out of the gate, sometimes, being open to that is hard, and so sometimes we avoid being around people that are really purpose driven, because you feel the pull, and it's like, man, that's uncomfortable, but that's where we need to be. And sometimes we just have to sit down with people and say, I need you in my life.
Yeah. I
need you in my life, because I need to be pushed. I need to be challenged, and you challenge me, and that's where you take that next step and have that ability to be open, to grow.
Yeah, that's so important. It's so important for us to grow, right? Like, that's something that my whole entire life is like, I just want to get better. I just want change. I want growth, right? It's something that we never stop doing. Like our soul, the journey of our soul is constantly growing, evolving, changing. It's never ending. And if we're not growing, if we're not changing, something's wrong. Like either we're not self-aware or we're just not with it, because self-awareness is huge. And this is a part of self-awareness, realizing that, hey, if I want to go to the next level, I kind of need to surround myself with some people that are at that next level that I want to go to. And this might be hard for some people to find, people that are able, I know, like my brother, people that feel like they have no one, right? Like they're stuck around people that are at the same level. And when I say same level, you guys, this is not saying that any of us are better than anyone else. Nobody is better than anyone. We're all God's children. This is saying somebody who's at a level of life where you want to be. Yeah. It's a level of life, right? Because we should always have people in our lives that are higher than us where we want to go, people that are around our same area, same, yep. level, and then people that were in places where they want to go, so we're going to pull down and encourage and help them. That's why we go live all the time. We're really trying to encourage people, to help them see a bigger picture, to help them make better decisions, because it starts with us first. Everything starts with ourselves, and community and who we surround ourselves matters. Your circle equals your ceiling. That means, what's the quote that Josh always quotes? Like, if you want to see where someone's going to be in 10 years, just look at their circle. Look at the people they're hanging out with. Yeah. That's why, when you have teenagers and kids, you have teenagers and kids. And good morning, Justin. Good to see you. Good morning, Frederick. Good morning, everyone on TikTok. I just lost my train of thought. So, you know how it is if you have kids in school, right? Yeah. Teenagers. It's so important, their friend group. That will tell you what they're going to be doing. If all their friends are, smoking pot, getting drunk, partying all the time, not getting good grades, don't give a crap about life, right? Being rebellious, well, guess what? Your kid's probably going to get sucked in that too. So it's very, very important, so, do you have a personal story that you could share of somebody or a group of people that lifted you higher in your life?
Right out of the gate, I have a phenomenal family that surround me, and I'm challenged by my partner. My brother. He is somebody that challenges me all the time, and we meet, on a weekly basis, and it's just, understanding, the concept of iron sharpens iron.
Yes.
Like it says, one man's countenance can sharpen another, and that's what we're meant to do. It takes, for somebody to sharpen somebody, you got to really care, about that person and be willing to take the pushback. Sometimes, it's not easy to speak truth into a situation, and so we as people sometimes can get defensive, and if we're really open and the person that's speaking into our life really cares, man, there is a tremendous benefit in that concept of how you can be challenged by somebody. But that, for me, that's been a long process for me, and constantly being challenged in my life, looking at things going, man, that's, what I thought was a good thing, was probably holding me back a little bit, so, there's just such a, I don't know, man, such a power in having somebody speaking into your life like that. I have a friend of mine that here, let me get that for you. Yeah, there you go.
I don't know if we'll be going live on TikTok as much.
It's tougher. I have a friend that I meet with as well once a week, and we speak into each other's life. We're open with each other, just being truthful, and understanding that we both care deeply about each other, and if we see something that doesn't sound right or look right, we're going to speak into it,
Yeah.
And so that's how that affects you. It's like you got to have that open vulnerability, but be around people that are really purpose driven. Like they don't have they don't have some other agenda. Like their agenda is, I just care about you, and I'm going to speak, truth into the situation, whatever it is, and that could be just, encouragement too, So those are, for me, those are really critical things to have in my life. It's not like you have a ton of people doing that. Sometimes it could be one, sometimes two, but you have to have it in your life in order to grow.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you have to stop and go, who don't I have in my life that should be challenging me, and make an effort to bring that person in and be open, to listen and learn.
Yeah. And I love the authenticity part too, you guys. Like we have to have friends and people that surround us that are also willing to say the hard things, but to do it in love, right? In an encouraging way. And kind of like not put us in our place, but help us, stay accountable. And this is hard to find, to be honest. A lot of times you have to go looking for it. It's not something that just pops in your life. You kind of have to be intentional about finding people like this. And there's so many ways you can do that, is like start by going to events, networking events. What's some things that people can do to start,
I would say, one that would be helpful would be getting in a small group, maybe at a place, a church that has small groups that you can step into and be open, and to listen and to learn, and then to see who you want to connect with,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of places do that, and I just think that's a really good place to start.
Yeah, church is a great place to start because there's some good people in there, and usually if it's a church that has people that, come from the heart, they're willing to mentor, be friends with other people and help other people, kind of like disciple them along their journey, and that's key.
It's like this. It's like I always feel like, if you're committing your plans, you're committing your ways to God. He will lead and direct that path. He'll bring things together. So if you're making an effort to say, listen, I really need somebody to speak into my life, and I'm going to begin to push into that, I guarantee that God's going to bring people or a person into your life.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Yeah, it will, you guys. Just ask God. That's the easiest way to do it. God, bring somebody in my life. Bring a group of people. Bring, whatever it is that you need. And even if there's somebody that that you look up to, that maybe you have their cell phone number or their email, whatever it is, maybe reach out to them and say, hey, I really look up to you. I really could use someone in my life. People love realness. People love authenticity. People love, for someone coming, in a way like that. Like, I really appreciate you. I need someone like you in my life. Would you be willing to meet with me, even if it's through a Zoom or a FaceTime or just a phone call? Start with, would you be willing to meet with me like once a month? You can start there. Because we all need people speaking into our lives. Some people have good parents and grandparents and family members that can do that. Some people don't have any family that can do that. And that's sad, right? And so you have to make sure you surround yourself with people. You want to stay away from negativity and small-mindedness, limiting beliefs, victim mentality. Okay, good morning, Jimmy. Good to see you on here. That is huge.
Yeah.
People that are talking about everything that's going on in their life, how they're such a victim, nothing works out for them. It's one problem, one disaster, one after another. They don't see the bigger picture. They don't have faith. They don't believe that there's a better future. Limit your time with people like that. They are energy drainers, and it's not that you can't love them. Still love them. You just kind of have to hold them at a distance and maybe just limit the time, because it'll literally affect you.
I remember when you and I were sitting in a restaurant where we were getting some food, and we were trying to connect with the server that was speaking to us, and all she wanted to do was just dump. It was, which is fine. Some people just need to do that. But if they're never giving an opportunity for, hey, you know, what do you think? And speak into my life. If there's never that, and it's just constantly just dumping and nonstop, it's like at some point you just have to realize this person isn't even interested in getting any help at all, you know, or it's just constantly what did you say? Just constantly, you know, negative, and it can pull you down. I mean, that's where you have to figure out where that line is, you know, because if it's pulling you into a negative place, it's like sometimes you just have to back away and say, man, this isn't helping, you know, this is not helping. And you know, you just have to step back, and what do? Pray. Just say, God, you know, I want to pray for this person because it's not good for me constantly to be hearing this, you know. Step back.
And you can also encourage them. You know, that's what I try to do. Like, hey, you know, what's something that you can be thankful for? I don't know. Just try to encourage them, give them positive feedback, and then see if that kind of flips their mentality and their thinking where they're at. You know, so when you're around positive people, it literally creates energy, you guys, and it's contagious. People, we all feel it, right? You walk in a room, you walk in your house, you can feel if your mom or someone you know is like really uptight or upset. People are walking on eggshells. We feel people's energy, we feel their vibe. You can tell when you walk into a room, you walk into an area, what's going on there. You can feel it, unless you're distracted and in your own world, which a lot of us are. You can feel what happens. So, you know, let's talk about the power of lifting people up. You know, this is how you know that you're surrounded by someone that is good for you. They encourage you when you're tired. They celebrate your wins. It's in a world like this where there's a lot of jealousy and a lot of envy, it's hard for people to celebrate. That guy says he just needs financial need or a job. So it's hard we could give you lots of advice for that. Sometimes it's hard for people to celebrate other people's wins. You want someone who's going to celebrate and be happy for you when things are going good.
That is really true. People struggle with jealousy. And you know, when somebody has a really unbelievable situation, some people just tend to get uptight about it, you know, and it's just, to me, it's just sad. It's like, man, the one thing that we need to be able to do is celebrate with people so that we encourage it. You know, we encourage people making steps, you know, stepping out of their comfort zone and getting wins in their life. It's like, man, that was such a great thing that happened. Thank God, that is so cool. You know, and not look inward like, well, why isn't that happening to me? You know, why didn't that, you know, it's like, no, that's not what it's about. As you celebrate other people's wins, you know, they're going to celebrate your wins. That's the mentality that we have to have, is lifting each other up. And, you know, I just know that there are people that speak negative about people behind their back just because they're upset and they're jealous. And it's like, man, we have to stop that. That's the damaging, you know, mindset that we have to get away from. You know, we have to constantly be on top of. We want to encourage, we want to strengthen, we want to support, and build each other up, because that is what unifies us. You know.
Yes.
As a group of people, that we want people who are needing to know who God is look and go, man, what is it? You know, I want to be part of that. You know. Even talking about, like we talked about friend groups, like when we go out to do something, we should always be so mindful of what's happening around us. If we're celebrating, but let's say a server is serving and you can see that they're struggling, it's like, what an opportunity to reach out and help. You know what I mean? It's like, we have to be so mindful of what's happening around us. There are so many people that are just hurting, you know? But as we encourage each other, we can do that for others, you know?
Yes, and you guys, we thrive together, not alone. And I know that's hard. And get back to like the jealousy, especially in women's circles. I know a lot of women that are like, I don't even like to hang out with women because the drama, the gossip, the cattiness, the everything, you know, like they have their circle of women's very small on purpose because they've been hurt by so many women, right? We can all relate to this. I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of talking about people or getting jealous, things like that, right? Not celebrating people's wins because we're like, oh, I wish that was my life, or wish I had that. You know, I've experienced that many times. Good morning, Elisa. So good to see you.
Good morning.
So here are simple ways that you guys, things that you can do to surround yourself with the right community, the right people. First of all, audit your circle. Who drains you and who fills you? Make a list, right? Okay, the people I know, the people that I associate with, especially if you associate with them a lot, make a list. Who drains my energy? Who do I leave the conversation or the connection feeling worse? And who do I leave the conversation or connection feeling better? So who drains you and who fills you? Make that list. I'm going to make that list. That's a great exercise. I'm going to do that today. So let's try to do that, you guys. Make a list. Who drains you and who fills you up? And then you have to start being intentional. Join groups, seek mentors, and plug in. There's incredible, if you don't have community outside, the Facebook groups and online communities are incredible. I'm a part of so many Facebook groups. I've met so many new friends. I'm talking people that live in other states. We jump on phone calls. We get on Zoom calls. You can really meet people in Facebook groups, and there's a million groups about every topic or anything you're interested in. That's a way to meet good people. Just make sure it's a group that's not, bashing others, talking negatively. There's a lot of groups or people, groups that they just love to talk about all the bad stuff going on and, the horrible future and preparing for the negative future. Like, you want to stay in groups and around people that are uplifting, positive, that grow your faith, that help you with your confidence, help you with knowing who you are in Christ, right? We are all God's children. We are all equal. We all have the power of God within us. We are co-creators with the earth. We have power, authority, and dominion. Every thought, every word, every action matters. Everything we do matters. So you want to surround yourself with people that realize that the things they do matter. And be that person. Show a positive, be a positive influence to others so that they can thrive also. So it's not only you're seeking or having people that's pouring in your life that, you can really look up to, that are positive, that are encouraging, that celebrate your wins. You also have people that you need to be pouring in. So you say, we have somebody pouring into us, and then we should be pouring into others that need what we have, right? And so it's not just a one-way street. So it's a give and take. We're taking from some, giving to others.
Yeah, if you're not pouring into somebody or mentoring somebody, you're not growing. That's the bottom line. You're not growing. Yeah. We have to be able to help and speak into somebody's life. If it's just receiving all the time, I'm telling you, it's going to keep you. It's going to keep you in that space. It's better to give than to receive, anyways. We have to realize that when you're giving, it's like that opens the doorway for more to be poured in. I mean, there's so many things that point to using your gift, stepping out, and helping others. It's like it's just that is what really gives us the ability to grow.
Yeah.
If we're just taking, we just need to be encouraged. I just need this. It's like you're going to stay in that spot. You're going to stay there. You're going to stay in the mud. To get out of it is, I need to be one who encourages.
Yes.
That's what transfers you from one to the other, and helps us grow. So, when we said audit your circle, it's like, whose lives am I speaking into? That's one right there. Who am I speaking into? And then, if they're the people that you're speaking into, they're not interested in hearing it. Maybe they have a big wall between you and them. That's where you have to make some decisions and go, man, this person's constantly just wanting to pull. Well, maybe you have to audit that and say, you know what, at this point in time, this relationship is just draining me.
Yeah.
and you have to step back,
Yeah.
and really do a good audit of where you are, because if you're not able to be at a place where you're speaking truth and you're living in that, you're not effective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that's where we have to look and say, man, I'm just not being effective. And why is that? Well, generally it's who you're surrounded with. I mean, usually, and it's the other part is what are you pulling into your life that's causing you to feel that way, and you might have to make some adjustments.
Yeah, yeah. It's so important, you guys. This is very important. This is why we love going live and helping others, because this is our way of doing it. And to be honest, we're in a season of our life, we need people that can pour into us. Ray has it with his brothers. I don't really have that. I need that. I've had that in the past, different seasons. That's helped me grow, but I do have it online and a couple friends who really do, for sure. But I'd like to have someone more in person. I want to ask you guys, who's one person in your life that helps you thrive? If you could comment below the name of them or the qualities in the comments, like who is one person that helps you thrive in life? And then maybe you could even tag them and say thank you. So if you could just comment, like, does anyone have somebody in their life that it's like, wow, this person really pushes me forward. They encourage me. They help me see the good, because we need that. We all need that in a big, big way. We're not meant to do a life alone, you guys. We're meant to thrive, and we're meant to thrive together.
Absolutely.
Do not try to do this journey of life alone. It is not, there's so many people, right? We have so many people, so many connections. There's no excuse for someone to be doing life alone.
No,
we need
it's
community.
not.
It's so important.
I just think of this, and this is just a basic thing. It even says in the very beginning, it is not good for man to be alone. People think of that as just one aspect. Oh, that means it's not good for man to not be married. That's not. It is not good for man to be alone. God didn't create us to live in a silo. He created us to live in a community. That's how he created us to live. And isolation and sitting in your own little world is not where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, it's not at all.
Yeah.
So yes, today you guys make a list if you can. The thing on the list you're going to ask yourself is who drains you, who fills you. Make that list.
Yeah.
And start auditing your life, your community, the people that you surround yourself with. Yeah. And if you need someone to be more, you need better people, the church is a great place, online communities. Also go to like Eventbrite online. There's so many meetups and things happening all the time, every week, all day, especially if you're in Columbus and surrounding areas or close to like a major city. There is so many things going on where you can meet people. There's, right? There's just so many things. And if you guys need ideas of places to like, or how can I, do that, let us know. And also we have Collective Restoration Facebook group. That's a place for encouragement and to meet good people. You guys can join that.
Yep.
We'll be posting and putting a lot more stuff in there. So it's just really good, you guys, to be intentional and really,
make an effort here. This is something that we really need to push forward in. And sometimes it's not just, there could be multiple people. It could be somebody that really encourages you to be healthy.
Yeah.
You're around that person, and that person is just, you can tell. It's like, man, this person's really focused in it, and you need that in your life. Well, that's great. That person's speaking into your life, helping you walk a certain way.
Yeah.
And then you turn and help somebody in the same way. You know what I mean? Where that's how we grow.
Yes, and that's how we multiply. That's how we change the world, right? So collective restoration, the whole point of that is people helping people, transforming lives, but it starts with ourselves, right? So as we grow, as we change, guess what? That affects our family, that affects our friends, that affects our children, that affects our community, that affects our world. So the more that we are intentional about these things, the better.
Yep.
It's very, very, very important. Like this just isn't, oh, well, if I get around to it, or maybe one day I'll have a good community or good friends, or good mentors. No, like you need this
Yeah.
and you need this now.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, please comment. Like, where can I find this? I would love to comment, chat with you, and help you find community, find people that can be a positive impact in your life, because that's
Absolutely.
huge. We cannot do this life alone.
We need to challenge each other.
Yeah.
To live at a higher level, and constantly, push ourselves to be there, because that's where we're effective.
Yes.
We got to get out of our little comfort zone, our little area where we constantly just do the same thing, and that's not helping us grow.
Right. Right.
We got to push each other to be who we are, how God created us, to be that light that shines, so people can look and go, man, that's where God lives.
Yeah.
And we are his workmanship. We are the representation of who he is. He is in us, through us, around us, and that's what we want people to see.
Yes. Justin said, my mother and father pushed me to be the person I am and be the best I can. I'm blessed to have great parents. Yes, you are,
man,
Justin. I
that's
know your
awesome.
parents, and they are great. Yes. And then,
That's awesome.
so we're just going to end this, and Ray has to get going to the gym. We're going to end this by speaking and declaring and praying for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, God, for what you're doing. Thank you that you are connecting everyone with the right people. Thank you that everyone's finding community. They're finding encouragement. Thank you that people's faith is being built. Their hope is growing bigger and bigger. Thank you that people are able to see the good in themselves, the way that you created them, their purpose, their destiny, how perfect and amazing that they